our final guest speaker for today. It is my absolute pleasure to welcome 2023 Miss New York State, Victoria Treadwell. Victoria is a simple farm girl making a huge impact. She is a current student at the University of Albany, certified surgical technologist, and overdose survivor. She decided to use her inspiring journey of recovery and second chance at life to help other people. In doing so, she went on to be crowned the 2023 Miss New York State for America Strong. In addition to acting as the spokesperson for the national nonprofit organization Victoria's Voice. Most recently, she was interviewed for the New York State Office of Addiction Services and Support podcast, Addiction: The Next Step, where she shared her powerful story, reminding people that addiction doesn't discriminate, and we need to challenge the harmful stereotypes and how we see substance use disorder. Victoria, thank you so much for joining us today. You have the floor.
Thank you, Taylor. Thank you guys for being here. I know we have a big crowd. But yeah, so like Taylor said, I was Miss New York in 2023. I just gave up my crown in June. And I used my platform as Miss New York for America Strong to share my story as an overdose survivor, just to be the voice and inspire those who are struggling. So as I begin, I'm going to ask you guys all to close your eyes. And I want you to imagine what you think a drug addict looks like. Are they homeless? Do they have ragged clothes? Do they have no job, no family, begging for food on the streets? Most people say that's their image of a drug addict. But if you look around, it could be the person sitting next to you who's struggling with mental health or substance abuse. I, unfortunately, was influenced by a boy who I thought loved me. And I let him bring me down with him as we took this bonding experience of doing drugs together. So I'm going to backtrack and take you on my life story. I grew up on a small dairy farm in Little Falls, New York. I had a wonderful upbringing. I was in student council. I did plays. I was in everything. I did sports. I was a track star. I had everything going for me. And one of our hired helps was a motocross racer. And I was naive and I had no idea that motocross racers are bound to get hurt. And so they have a lot of surgeries. And unfortunately, after surgeries, you need pain medication. And so this young teenage boy, fortunately, got addicted to pain pills. And I didn't know what addiction was. I did not know what heroin was until the day that I let him inject that into my arm in a Walmart parking lot. My life was changed forever that day. I thought I would only try it once, and then it went to only once every few weeks to, twice a week, to 3 times a week, until one day on June 26, 2016, I overdosed in the front seat of my car on a back road. Now, my parents had no idea. They were actually on vacation in another state when they got the phone call that their daughter had overdosed. Now, that's pretty daunting and horrific for parents who think their daughter is perfectly okay with life. But deep down, I was struggling. I was struggling to find my voice. I was struggling to find my place in life. And I was looking for the affirmation from the wrong crowd. I was going out at night partying till 2 a.m. and then, I would do it the next night. When I was in rehab, I saw the revolving door. These people were so comfortable with the life that they felt was set up for them. They were going to do their time, go back on the street until they got caught again. They were going to come back in. And I remember one day when my counselor looked me in the eye and she said, "The people who you surround yourself with are the ones that are going to influence your life." And that stuck with me. I realized that the people that I was hanging out with were just bringing me down, and I wasn't going to live a fulfilled life with them. So I finished my degree, I became a certified surgical technologist, and when I started working in the operating room, alongside these physicians that had pushed the boundaries of their education and their life, most of them had come from other countries and, came to the country with only like $37 in their pockets. But now look at them. They were the best of the best. And when I found myself standing next to these people, I wanted to do the same. So I made a goal for myself. I was going to run my first half marathon. I ran my first half marathon. It was great. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to do my next full marathon. So I set out to do a first full marathon. Now, how many of you have ever experienced a dream or a goal that you set out and people told you, you can't do that? Why are you going to do that? No. I had not one person tell me that I could finish a marathon because I worked on my parents' dairy farm, I worked in the OR. When was I going to train? I would start training about 8:30 at night, and I would be running until about 12:30 in the morning. But guess what? I did not care. I was going to prove those people who told me I could not do it wrong. So I finished my first marathon in about 4 hours and 32 minutes. It's great. So after that, I was like, okay, what's next? I decided to compete in my first pageant. And a farm girl milking cows, you would never expect her to be at a beauty pageant. Not a chance. Not one person said, go do it. I believe in you. But I did it anyways. I did not win the first year I competed, but I found that I was surrounded by all these women who wanted to become a better version of themselves. And that just empowered me to be the best version of myself. So, when one door closes, you find another one that opens, no matter how many doors close on you. I found another pageant system. So, I put my application in and I competed. I was very nervous because I was going against a girl who had competed 6 years in a row. She was bound to win that crown. But I went in, I put the hard work in, and I told myself, you're going to win. And guess what? In 2023, I was crowned Miss New York for America Strong. I was like, yes, I've got something going for me. Then I competed in Las Vegas at Nationals against all these girls who were former title holders from the USA system, Miss America. They had done pageants over and over. They were very experienced. This was my third pageant, but guess what? I was third runner-up at Nationals. So I was like, okay, we got something going too. And I decided that no matter how many downfalls you have in life, you can just keep believing in yourself and find those people that support you. I now have a fulfilling life, and I have people who support me and believe in me. I surround myself with those. The people who have negative backlash or thoughts and saying I can't do that, I push them to the side because I don't have time for them. Life is too short for people to tell you you can't do something. So I actually am training for my third marathon, and I will be running in New York City next weekend. Can't believe it. And so many people are like, why are you doing that? Aren't you doing enough? I work 3 jobs and I'm in school part-time. But guess what? I'm here to live a fulfilling life. I'm going to keep accomplishing as much as I can. I don't want to look back on my life and say, why didn't I do that? And nor should you. So if I can leave you with this, no matter what your past is, don't let that define you. No matter how many mountains you have to climb, just keep climbing. Look up, because you will get to that top. And when you keep climbing, you will find those people that will uplift you and bring you there. So, believe in yourself and chase those dreams, because tomorrow is not promised. Thank you.